Today on the Tim Marner podcast show, we've got Clampy, Andrew the Clamp, Andy the Clamp,
Andrew the Vice Clamp.
the Vice Clamp. Where's the Vice Clamp from? Cage Warriors champion.
Yeah.
When was this?
Back in March. Yeah, earlier this year. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, mate.
Yeah. A long time coming. A very long time coming. I know that.
Proud of yourself.
Very. Yeah. I think, as we'll probably delve into, there was times in my past, the last 10 years or so, I was just, this is all I had. There was a period where I couldn't fight due to medical reasons, and these were the times that doctors were saying there's no way this could be possible. And
why? What do you mean, medical reasons?
so as I turned pro, it must be 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago. Went on a bit of a tour, got to about 8 or 9 and all, or 9 and 1. And I was due to fight on what was a big show at the time, Bama. Similar to Cage Warriors. You get the belt on that and then you go into UFC sort of thing. And you have to have like routine medical scans. On that scan, then I found out like a blood vessel, or a dangerous blood vessel, an AVM it's called. And I had it since birth. But then like, there's no fight. It was pretty much like the day before, they were saying, no, you can't fight because this AVM on your brain.
What is it, on your brain?
Yeah. So then it was just a massive shock. Unbelievable.
They say you can't fight again?
Can't fight again at all. Not just on this show. Like, my world got ripped from underneath me because, like as I was saying, it was like, I'll win this belt, I'll win this fight, UFC next, which is the pinnacle. And your whole life changes then, do you know what I mean? And it just got whipped from underneath my feet. So then it was a process of me accepting that, which I couldn't at first. And I was like, there's nothing wrong. We'll go and fight on these shows where you don't need brain scans and what have you. But the universe just kept leading me back to, you need to get this sorted. So we had radio surgery, just basically because they didn't have to cut me open, because obviously due to the nature, I was thinking I'm going to have a big dirty scar here. I get punched in my head, it's probably not the best. So this is pretty much, they zap you. They put you in this like little CT thing. And then over it's like a 3-year process. It turns into scar tissue. But like when I was speaking to the doctors, they were like, yours is only small, it's in a dead good place. It probably only take a year. So every year you go for scans to see whether it's worked, and it's like, oh, year's coming, oh, it's not worked. Fuck. Second year comes, oh, it's not worked. Bloody hell. Third year comes, this is defo it, still haven't worked.
You're doing no fighting in between there?
So I literally, before this, like after I found out about it, I had 2 more fights, and then I had this first lot of brain surgery, the radio surgery in Sheffield. And then this 3-year stint, I didn't, just solely because I needed, well, it would have been naive of me and probably a little bit stupid. I needed to put all my energy into recovering and getting this right. And there was times, I remember when after the 3 years, I was so dying to fight. Like every day I was dying to fight, but I never missed training. I still carried on as if I was in a fight camp now, and well, I was, you know what I mean? It just took me a long while to get that fight.
So you're training, but you're not doing anybody hitting your head or anything?
I couldn't compete, no, like, and I wasn't sparring. Every now and again we'd like take the Ferrari out the garage and have a little spar, but then come back. It wasn't week in, week out. Right. But as far as like skill-based training, I was never off the mat, and that shows now, do you know what I mean? But I knew them days were coming back then, even though there was not even a sniff of a fight.
Did you always know you were going to recover?
I just always, yeah, and I don't know.
There's always
why.
a belief.
Yeah, from being a kid, mate, I always knew it was meant to be something, but I just could never find it until I found this. But that's when I knew I was different also as well. I took a lot of confidence from that break, because at the time people were like, oh, it was COVID as well, that was part of COVID, and people were like, oh, I've no fight, I'm not training. And it was like, that was like a year they couldn't fight for. I did 3 years, you know what I mean? And I was still more disciplined and driven to succeed and have my time. And yeah, man, it was difficult. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of challenge and a lot of times convincing myself that better days were coming, even though terrible days were in front of me. But yeah, man, it got to that 3-year process, and it hadn't worked. It had worked 80%, and like when they tell you like the success rate, I was in that success rate of the 100%. They were going, "There's no way. You're so healthy. You're so this. It'll 100% work." Like, and it didn't. So then I decided to have it cut out, which is pretty much 100% thing. But obviously, you've got to have a piece of your skull removed, or have open brain surgery. So that comes with its own threat, fear. But I knew I had to do it, mate. I didn't have another 3-year wait in me for him to do.
How did you know? How did you know you needed to have it done?
Like, what do you mean? So,
I don't know. Was there something good? Like, you need to get this done now, not like have another.
Well, that's what my neurologist, Dr. Patel, and his assistant Amanda, like the godsends, they're unbelievable. He'd heard the news that it hadn't worked, and they were so heavily invested in me over these years, and I was with them because it was just literally me back and forth with them all the time. But I didn't have another 3 years in me. I'd already done 3 years out. I couldn't do 6 years out. I don't have that. I didn't have that luxury. So I had to decide, well...
Not long ago, this, is it?
No. I had the brain surgery 2 years ago. Yeah, mad, mate. Unbelievable. Like, you couldn't even tell, like obviously I'm going to show you now, but I've got like a faint line there.
Is that it?
Just looks like a wrinkle, but if I was to have Botox, you wouldn't be able to see it. But then, like, if I can press like 3 plates in my head, and you might see like a bit of an indentation there. You can't see it. There's one there, one there, one there.
Wow.
So pretty much what they did is drilled into my skull, and then like got a saw what hooks around your skull. Removed it like a circle, say probably about the size of got the size of that plug there, probably about that big. Whip that out, chop the blood vessel out, and then screw back everything together. And
That's
now
fucking bankers, that.
You just wouldn't even, like, I think this is another beautiful thing about, like, say today, like, a lot of people who follow me and what have you know a little bit, but I've never delved into it. Just solely because that's done now. And I'm not one for, like, poor me, have I been scheduled? Do you know what I mean? But hopefully, what I want from this and my story is that it'll inspire people, you know, for the future. If they're going through tough times, I'd know, because I had 100%, you're never fighting again, mate. But I just knew I would. I knew what I had to do it. So if you really want something, if you bite down on your gum shield, you can have it. Do you know what I mean? So it was like 6 months after that, then I had a mad, like, recovery phase. Like, they didn't... My Mrs. Nicholas, she's amazing, mate. Like, she picked me up from the hospital, and I must have been that full of morphine. I was like, "Are we ready? We're going home. I'll drive. What have you?" She's like, "Probably best not. I'll drive." I'm thinking about it now, and I remember, like, I got home. I was FaceTiming my best pal, FaceTiming Tom, and they were like, you could tell you were off your head a little bit, but I couldn't feel it. I didn't know anything. But also, after that, I don't remember ringing them. So I'm chilling, me thinking, this brain surgery's mine, mate. I'm well hard. Day after, mate, it was disgusting. Like the week after, like,
you're not pain like you've never felt.
The worst pain I've ever felt, the worst sickness I've ever felt. Rough week. Like I knew my head swelled up. But again, Nicola, she was absolutely incredible, mate. She looked after me 24 hours of the day. Like, it was, I couldn't have done that without her, do you know what I mean? Because I think, I look back and think, what if I would have had that done the first time around? I would be so much further ahead in my career now.
But would you? When you look at stuff like that, like, do you think that's a gift that's been given you? That radio stuff to begin with? Because it's kind
all of it, like, the whole stuff. So you hear about someone's friend dying in the shower because they've had a bleed on the brain or a stroke. Yeah. That's what was in my head. So, like, I remember, I didn't realise how serious the AVM was. Everyone was, I think, due to how intense I was about my MMA career, the doctors were a little bit sheepish with me about how severe it actually was. They were like, well, you can't fight. There's no chance you can fight. No one ever told me the dangers of this is what happens, and if you don't get it sorted, you're going to die. Until one guy, it was a Chinese fellow, and he was great. But I can't remember the life of me, but he was just dead blunt. He just whipped his glasses off. Because I was saying, I'm worried about having open brain surgery. I'd rather have radio surgery, MMA this, MMA that, and he just took his glasses off, bluntly said, do you know what I'm worried about you? He said, you're just dying. He said, there'll be no MMA career, there'll be no going to the shop for any milk, there'll be no having coffees in the morning or whatever, you'd be dead, mate. And I was like, from that in my head, because they were like literally saying there's like a 2% chance it'll go off, but due to my age, there was a 70% chance of it going off. But no one ever told me until this guy, and then it was like, oh, I best get this sorted. And I did. But yeah, man, I think in that time of not being able to fight and just solely concentrating on getting better and better, just prepared me for what I am now. So like what you were asking then, the radio surgery, the 3 years out of competition, 100% it happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I started MMA of all things to find out about this dangerous blood vessel on my brain, and if I didn't have done that and played rugby or I don't know, or played snooker, I would have never have found out about it. So yeah, man, I think I'm 100% destined, and that's why I know, like, just me following my dream and really following it, not like, oh, I want to be this. Like, I've decided a long time ago what I want to be and what I'm going to achieve.
It was always destined for you, that name, was it not?
Yeah. 100%.
It's just like, I've been talking to Gaz about this the other day, because it's like Marner comes from the word mariner, which means a navigator, and I help people find their purpose and navigate what's it. Yeah. And I always believe in people's surnames, so Clamp, the Vice, it's like,
and
you're
you know
always
what? Like
destined.
Another thing, Clamp the Champ, you could have any name in the world, but it rhymes with champ, and that's what I am. I live my life as a champion every day, do you know what I mean? Like, being a role model, being everything I do, I go like little things, like if I see a sock on the floor, if I don't pick it up, you're not champ. But it's high standards to have
the stuff when nobody's watching, mate, that
correct.
integrity, that you don't tell anybody about, that you know yourself.
100%, I think.
Yeah.
So how I would describe it is, when people are watching, you perform a little bit differently. So if you're in this gym and there's a couple of people around, you're doing all the things you need to be doing. But when that stops and then people go away, people that don't have that mindset, I don't need to do anything now, no one's watching, and kick your feet up, whereas champions don't.
Yeah, that's the true sort of samurai mindset, isn't it?
100%, yeah. I think that's
mixed, that's martial arts, that, isn't it?
Correct, yeah, mixed martial arts.
That's what that is, not about fighting, but a way of being.
Yeah, 100%. I think people can relate to that though, just due to everyone has a fight in their life, don't they? And I think anyone successful, it's all well and good me just saying, relating it to fighting, but that's what's dear to me. But running a business, you need to be able to do the things when people aren't watching. Do you know what I mean? You need to do the little things that you know are probably going to cause a little bit of stress in other areas of your life, but you need to do it anyway, just to get to where you're going. That's, once you've made a choice, there's no other choices. So I decided that I want this, and the UFC many years ago. So me going out and getting wrecked and not living the life that I live now, I don't have another choice. Me thinking, I'll put my feet up and not go training twice a day, not resting, not eating how I should. I don't have that option. Like, it's like Tom says, my coach is by far one of the greatest men on the planet, let alone in my life, but he says it all the time, says it's an illusion choice. And it is, if you want to succeed, it's an easy way out, choosing the other things. But I don't have that option, do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's incredible. You don't have the option? No. I don't have the incredible for a Big Mac. Yeah. I don't have the option for a Big Mac. Do you know what I mean? I could say yeah, but everybody knows I don't go out, I don't drink.
What is your nutrition like? What do you have?
Well, do you know what? I was very rigid with my diet, like really rigid with my diet. And it
like
was it was solely for performance and health. I wouldn't eat it, or I could eat, if I knew it was good for me, I would literally eat it, but it was literally the same thing: sweet potato, chicken, rice and vegetables.
You're just nailing that all the time?
Yeah, and then if I knew like a supplement was good for me, I just nail that all the time. Just because, say for instance, when I'm training, I'm thinking, right, is this going to lay heavy on my stomach? because I pushed to such an extent.
Yeah.
And my training's so intense at times that I'm either being sick or going to the toilet. Like,
is it every time you train, are you redlining?
Not all the time. No, I'm a lot smarter with that.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day,
back in the day, mate. Yeah, it's all you know.
All or nothing.
Yeah, like. and I'm still super intense now, no matter what session it is, even if it's a recovery session. My approach to it is like I am intense with it, like, but not like robot or whatever. But it gets done regardless of what I've got going on.
What do you do for recovery?
These days, nothing. Just literally a day or nothing.
Right.
A day of like what you would class as normal life.
Are you doing cold water? Are you doing?
I do have a cold plunge in the back. Yeah, and I do that. I don't necessarily do that for recovery. I just do that because it makes me feel good. As everyone delves into studies or what have you, and it might not be good for you, but I like how it makes me feel. So I do it. My nutrition is key now. I got onto a guy when I started at Cage Warriors, Sam, at Science to Health.
Yeah,
and he goes
down
Sam.
Yeah, I know Sam.
He's incredible. Yeah, he's incredible, mate. Like, he opened up my world to...
Yeah, shout out to Sam.
Yeah, massive shout out to Sam. And he's like the kindness of his heart sponsored me as well, which is unheard of these days. He's an incredible guy, like, but he just opened my mind up to, like, now I can have bagels. Whereas if you was to say to me I'm having bread, I'd be like, can't eat bread. And it still took me a long couple of years to break down the barriers with the food and that. But now I can eat a little bit more for performance, like an Lucozade and stuff and what have you. I'm not drinking these willy-nilly, it's just before sessions and what have you. But then afterwards, it's more the calories. Like, say, for instance, I was having 3,000 calories a day. Turns out I need about 8,000 plus.
Right, so this is the thing you've been sort of being taught, you're not having enough calories.
Yeah, and that's initially what I went to Sam for. Because I was coming in on fight week below 5% body fat. And then that's doing...
Because Sam does the blood work, doesn't he? And then he gets you on the treadmill with the oxygen mask, and then he does it's not dextrose, that's something else. What's it called? There's a scanning. Yeah, something like that.
So you go for that. He does the works, mate. It's incredible. Like I went to him just solely for the calories because I needed to know how many I'm having here. But then
it's a lot, that, ain't it? 2,000 sort of deficit. You're having more. 6 and you should have had 8.
No, 5,000. I was really in the red. But I was trying to do it on vegetables and fruit and thinking it's near impossible. But no,
have you seen a massive difference since increasing
health-wise? Yeah, massively, and also session-wise and recovery-wise, because now I'm a little bit more regimented with not regimented, structured is a better word with my food. So I know in the morning I need this certain amount of food and what food I can have that doesn't affect my training, because I don't want to be going having 4 or 5 bagels before a session.
Heavy on your stomach.
Yeah, and then I'm like withered and not performing, because then that does me head in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't rest then thinking, well, you've ate that and now you've underperformed at your training just because of something that you've ate. But then throughout the day, then I know I can get them calories back in night time as well. And also having the right food at the right time. So yeah, man, he opened my world up massively, which was good.
What's driving you, Andy? What's driving you? Because you keep, when I talk to you like UFC champ, I'm like, where's that come from? Is that little clampy kind of...
I don't know even. I think, like I touched on earlier, from being a kid, I always knew I was meant to be something. I was never shy. I knew I was always a little bit different, like energy-wise. I would probably, certainly very different. I remember, like, if I give you an example, I remember one time when I was a kid, everyone was around a table and they were all doing like an experiment. So all the other tables got pushed together. I seen the floor in a big open space and I'm doing like cartwheel kicks and trying to do front flips while everyone's being taught. I turn around and all the class is looking at me. And I remember then thinking, I've definitely got a lot more energy than everyone else. So I always knew I was meant to be something, but just never found out what until I found this. Like, I'd go through life trying things.
Can you explain it, or is it
It's annoying.
It's like me saying to someone, because I do a lot of wild camping and hiking and stuff. I can't explain it to someone. It's a feeling. It's annoying.
It's annoying.
That no matter how many times I ask you what it is, like
it's annoying. I can't give you one thing what it is. I just know.
Yeah.
I just knew, like, even when all this was going on with my head and my brain, and I just knew that I will get there no matter what it takes. I'll continue to get there. And even now, after getting all clear, it's not all been sunshine and roses. Like, I made my debut on Cage Warriors, lost. One after that, collapsed in a toilet, which was completely random. And now I've started to get traction, do you know what I mean? And then I was due to fight this week, been bit by a spider and got a staph infection. It's not... You see the belts, you see the...
So before the surgery, was you fighting in Cage Warriors?
No.
So you're in Bama before it?
So pretty much what happens is you turn pro and you start on the local shows. So I was fighting on... I was a champion on Ice FC. Then fought on FCC, which is down at Bolton.
Yeah.
And then you sort of get to a certain stage where you need something more then to progress. So then it's the bigger shows, like your Bammers, your Cage Warriors. And then after that, you do well on that, get the belt on that, and it's the next step, which is UFC. So yeah, like in that period, it was a bit of a whirlwind because I was just flying through the ranks and just winning. But then, like I said, it all halted. But again, I just knew.
So after the brain surgery, what was your first fight?
At FCC in
Right.
Bolton,
Yeah.
which was amazing. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough over the years to be a massive part of the kids program what we have at the Fighter Blueprint Academy. It's a special, like the academy is a special place, mate. It's unbelievable. But also the kids are, and they were all there. My coach Tom, I call him my coach, but he's so much more. Like, he was there. Everyone who I love, my best friends, all my dear friends that have been through everything with me over the years, were all there. I took this guy out pretty quick, hopped over the cage. The fight was irrelevant. It was this bit what I'd longed for 6 years, because it was in total. It was from when the day that I found out. It was a 6 year period of fighting again.
Did you video it?
Yeah, I've got it all. Yeah, and it's still on.
I'll have to watch
it's on
that.
channel. It's unbelievable.
I'll have to
Like,
watch that.
it's a special thing of just hopping over. And the cage is a fairly high thing because it's obviously raised, and then it's thinking just dropped onto Tom, give Tom a big love, and just ran into the crowd then, to my missus, to the fans, to the kids, and then the kids all got in. One of my little best pals, James Gallagher, got in as well. And it's just a special moment, and it shows that, like, as much as I'm in there on my own, fighting on my own, it's not... Self-made is a lot of crap. No one's self-made, do you know what I mean? I rely on so many people.
Were you like that before, that mindset? Before you had the thing? Or have you had time to, like... That's 3 years of reflection, that, innit? Of kind of going, this could be the end of my days here. That's 3 years of... people kind of say... Remind yourself that you're going to die. To get that, you had kind of sort of 3 years of it.
I would say, 100%. I definitely got better at it.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that process made me what I am today.
But you're always like that anyway.
Yeah, extremely. Once I found this, I had a reason why. Before that, I was just a normal guy, like, just dotted about.
Looking the doors in Bolton.
Looking the doors, mate. Thank God for that. Thank God for MMA and the people that I've met. Like, and do you know what's funny? I 100% needed it at the time. Like, I followed my dream. I had my best pals and very close to my grandma and granddad and my nana, but I needed Tom. I needed someone like Tom.
How did Tom come into your life?
Again, the universe just brought him into my life amazingly. Like, I was training with Saul Rogers at Team Coliseum, and I was outgrowing that place. I needed something more. He was a fighter himself, so I couldn't look to him to coach me. It wasn't fair. And there were no big guys, and Saul messaged Tom for spars. So when you go for a fight, one of the thing in preparation is getting, like, sparring in, heavy rounds, big guys, and he had a load. I went down and we just clicked straight away. and he offered me more opportunities and help in that short period of time than I'd had in a long time. Like, he's just a sick guy. Like, and obviously then over the years, we just blossomed into what we have now. Like, he had off periods where he's had injuries, so I was helping out with the gym, taking the classes, and then all this going on with my head. Obviously I relied on him heavily because he was my coach, but we just got on. Like I said, I call him a coach, but he's not. He's like my dad. He's like my best pal, my idol.
Very lucky, mate, to have someone like that.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The universe brought him into my life because I needed him. I was making wrong decisions.
Yeah. A lot of people don't have like a mentor like that in their life, do they?
Nothing. And he's never told me anything bad for me. Like, if he asks me to do something, it's always been for the better of me, which you don't get.
Yeah.
And it was just little things at first, like before fights and that. Oh, not before fights, just in general. I used to love cake. And this is just one tiny example. And I literally, when I was on Snapchat, I'm not on it anymore, my Snapchat would be me just inhaling cakes like this and just people laughing their head off at it. But then it come to training, I wouldn't be able to move my arm. And I'd have so much bad inflammation and that. And he goes, you need to stop sugar. Stop sugar, and everything was fine. And it just, little things like that, it was going, if you want to throw your backhand quicker, just lift your hand up quicker. Right, okay. So whatever he asked me to do, I'd do. And I just got better and better and better. But then it also went outside of fighting, like my personal life, my home life, me as a man, do you know what I mean? He didn't just make me a good fighter, it's made me a better man. And then through him and being at what was called Black Ledge MMA, it's Fighter Blueprint now, I then met my girlfriend. I'm now Cage Warriors champ. I'm part of so many special things, and I worked at the gym when I first met him, and then I started working with kids in care, just solely through opportunities that come at me working the gym. So yeah, man, everything I've got from following my dream, and then essentially meeting Tom from that. So I'm so fortunate, and at the minute he's doing his thing with he's talking and inspiring a lot of people with that, and it's great to see him have his fight. Do you know what I mean? That's for him, he's like fighting. Seeing him up on stage, he was at an event on Friday, a Master Your Life. It's amazing, incredible, because that's his time now. Do you know what I mean? So it's not all one way.
I love it, mate. I love it, honestly. It's fucking brilliant.
Mate.
Unbelievable. It's just like there's so many people lost and not got a mentor, they've not got someone to look up to, and, you know, having someone like Tom, you know, having you in the life and him going talking, it's like, it's so inspiring.
Massively.
Isn't it?
And do you know what I think as well?
Because everybody's fighting for their life in some way, aren't they?
Exactly.
And it's like, that I'm lost, I don't know what my purpose is and stuff, and just kind of having someone in your ring, but in your corner.
I think that's why people can relate so much to MMA as well. Like what you touched on there is, everybody has a fight in their life. Could be health, could be relationships, but if you just keep going at it, I think that's why people get behind me so much with the MMA and that, because like I said, everybody's a fighter, aren't they? Just in their own different way.
Yeah.
And like I said, me just following my dream has put me on a path that I could never have imagined. I remember I used to train with a guy, Parker, and he was 10 years in at the time. I said, how long have you been training, lad? And he was like, 10 years. And I always knew it was going to be a long-term thing for me. And I said, I can't wait to see what I am in 10 years. And it wasn't what I am now. I wake up happy every day, blessed. Still like go through difficult times, but I'm making a decision to be better, be happy, rather than be a victim and, oh, this has happened and what have you. It's so easy to do, but Tom has a great book, Fearless by Design, and you can go through that book and literally get rid of that fear.
Yeah, that's what we're all looking for, that fearlessness.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And it is a decision if you want it. Like, I wake up in the mornings and I get to see my daughter, my family, then I'm doing my breath work, then I'm going to training, then I'm going to rest. I could easily not do them things. I could easily not do my gratitude. I could easily, do you know what I mean? It's, the little things are easy to do, but also easy not to do, because they're so small. You think they don't have a big impact, but they do all the time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Getting it done in the morning's the way to do it, just getting it out of the way.
I think see in the morning for what it is as well. If I wake up happy, I have a good day. If I wake up a bit like, let's say for instance, last night my little girl, she was up for quite a big spell in the night. It's a stressful thing, it can be, but I could wake up kicking off with the day, and this morning I've spilled my bagel on my pants. You know what I mean? And my little girl's pulled my coffee over. Like, I'm not going to go mad at that. That's just life, innit? But if I was in that sort of, if I was on the wrong side of the bed mindset, it just spirals out of control. So I've made the decision not to. Do you know what I mean?
You've made a fan in me of clamping, mate.
Right,
Honestly, honestly, brilliant, mate.
Yeah, good.
Fucking
Thank
love
you.
it. What's the next step then? How do you get into UFC from where you're at now? How many fights have you had in Cage Warriors?
3.
3, and you've got the belt, right?
Yeah, I've got the belt, mate.
Good start,
Yeah, very good start.
Good start. Right. What happens now? How do you get into that? Does someone see you? What?
Yeah, I think I was saying to Betty outside, like, Cage Warriors has always appealed to me because it's been around, it's survived time. Like when I was amateur, I think it was 4-0. I fought at the Echo Arena on Cage Warriors. BAMMA now doesn't exist.
Right.
Cage Warriors is still going, it's elite, and I'm so grateful to be on such a brilliant promotion. But also you have the likes of like McGregor, Bisping, Paddy the Baddy. They've all been champions on that show. So that was really appealing to me to go there. Yeah. And also get the belt.
There's the scouts, isn't there? People looking at like.
They have a great relationship with the UFC.
What weight are you?
Light heavyweight. Right, so currently I'm about 16.5 stone, but I make weight at like 14.5.
Right. Fuck me.
But it's not. It's easy. It's honestly I could do it like that.
Can you?
Yeah, literally. But then with the help of Sam. He does it professionally.
How long does that take you to like do that, cut that weight within a...
To say at the minute...
Obviously, I know you talk about this a lot, mate, but I have not a fucking clue, so I'm like...
all day, mate, ask whatever you want.
How do you cut like that in
So I'm like 105 at the minute kilogram, but I'm not training as intensely as I will be in this up and coming weeks. Yeah. Just solely because of this. I'm training hard, but not as... Like the grappling and that is intense. But so that naturally come down to about 100 kilo there. Fight week I'm around about 98 kilo, and that's when the diet starts to tighten up. So I've got like a set plan off Sam. There's some carbs in it, but not a lot of carbs. I'd say my calories go down easy over half. So probably on about 4,000, 3,000 calories a day. And it just comes off. But naturally it'll come off, but I think it was just due to probably nerves and worry and whereas now I'm confident in that last week because I have everything out in front of me. A water load, so I've got to drink so many, I think it's about 8 litres or 10 litres, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you go to the toilet that often that when you stop, you continue to go to the toilet, so you just never stop pissing. You're literally driving down the road every 2 minutes having to pull over. But that really gets rid of a lot of water. And I'm on weight, I'm 93 kilo for an hour, and as soon as I've weighed in, I'm getting back on the job then of refueling. Again.
What will you go back up to?
Normally about 9,800. So it's incredible what the body can do, mate. It's that, and that to me, that isn't a big cut. Like some people that are my weight now and make with middleweight, which is 13.5 stone, which I don't think I've been that way since school.
That's dangerous, is it not?
It's not for me. Like, and also like people think you have a massive advantage, but
there'd be weakness involved in that.
Yeah, your body's definitely in debt in it if you're cutting that much weight.
Massive. It's got to be not good on your brain as well, because you're like.
And that's always been another thing. Obviously, I'm always very cautious of my brain and the effect that this life has on it. So dehydrating it unnecessarily and making it unhealthy just for the sake of nothing. I think if I was finding light heavyweight too tough, maybe I would, but I'm 22 fights in and 120 of them, so there's not many people throwing me about, so I've no real reason to drop to middleweight. I'm happy where I am at light heavyweight. And
how do you sort your mindset out before you go into a fight? So that because I see it in people in the dressing room and stuff, going from there to the actual ring. Obviously, you don't want to eat into your adrenaline and stuff like that. How do you calm yourself? Breath work? What?
For me, what we've learned probably since I've been on cage is I just have to be myself. I have to enjoy the moment. Being present for me is huge.
Yeah.
And I think in day-to-day life, I have to be in this day, be here, be now. But fight-wise, on fight day, I think all the work that I've done.
Is there a Andrew Clamp and Clampy, the fight, where you
Clamp
change? Did you
100%.
change it to Clamp the Champ?
Yeah, 100%. Like,
where there's
the vice. It's not. I think it's just. There's a whole lot of work what's done. I was just saying this to Nicola yesterday. It's the little things every day that when I get to fight day, everything's already done.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I'm not like, I remember the Wednesday before, it comes up in like mad days and mad ways. But it was like the Wednesday before the fight, we got to the Airbnb and I chewed Tom's ear off because I was that nervous.
Right.
I just had like pulses of electricity coming through my body. It was really uncomfortable, like the bits that, just the way it is. Like, I'm very open with how I feel and it gives me confidence when I get it out there. But it was either I could have run 100 metres in 9 seconds, there was that much electricity in me, or my legs would just collapse. I didn't know which way it was going to go, but that's how charged I was. I got it out, said everything to Tom, like mine and Tom's relationship. I don't hold anything back.
So you talked it out that?
Yeah,
you're going either way, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, look,
like if I was to bottle that up, I wouldn't be the same man tomorrow.
Yeah.
Once I get it out, oh my God, thank God. Like I said, I take confidence in that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so blessed.
Because if you felt like that going into a fight just before you go into a fight,
well,
are you good or you're bad? What are you?
It's not for me, I'm not good. So if I felt that before I'm going into a fight and my legs are going and I'm like, ugh.
Right.
But if you were to say, like now, say for instance, I get to the venue, I'm enjoying it. I've got people around me who I trust as my teammates and Tom.
All the little things are factored in, the circle you've got around you.
Yeah, massive. It's important. It's really important. I've not got. There's no piss heads about. There's no people can have a picture. It's just like, no, this is my time now. And solely as well, I have to stay present in that moment. I'm getting my hands wrapped and my legs might start going and I'm divering a little bit and I'm like, oh. But then I look at Tom and I'll tell Tom, because you're just getting your hands wrapped at the minute. So just get your hands wrapped.
You know, man,
and that is so simple. It's so simple, but it's honestly, he makes such a massive difference on me. And just having him
He knows where you're at, and he just by looking at you.
He knows me inside out, like, but I'm also very open with him so that he knows that, I'm blessed. Yeah. Like, when I say it, like, beyond blessed to have him in my life.
Before it escalates too far, he knows when to just...
Yeah, and I trust him that much that I will tell him. Whereas in the past...
Rare, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad. And it takes his confidence. Like, I think people bottle up their emotions and feelings thinking, well, if I say this, I might be a pussy. But you're not. Do you know what I mean? I think that's where a lot of mental health issues come from these days. You know what I mean? People are bottling it up.
Scared not to cry.
Yeah,
just let it out, feel it and tell,
just feel it. Every emotion, there's two emotions essentially, isn't there? Good and bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not feeling good, that's all right. Like, it's not bad. It's just an emotion. Just feel it, sit in it.
Yeah.
Let it out. Whereas in the past, maybe I bottled it up, thinking, I have to be hard here. I have to be like, I have to look tough here, because I'm a fighter. It's a load of cat, mate, honestly. But it's
powerful, that Clumpy.
Yeah, it's
really powerful, mate.
It takes practice. It takes practice. I think when you put yourself out there on any stage or anywhere in life, for you to literally be yourself, it takes confidence. So like when I'm walking out there now, Tom warms me up amazingly. Like I said, he's a master of everything and he knows me better than I know myself. So he warms me up.
What's he saying to you? Looking good, Clumpy. Nice, that.
Yeah, blessed.
Looking good, mate.
I'm blessed. So then when I'm getting warm, I'm the king then, do you know what I mean? I'm so happy, I'm so in the moment, and like, I do this because I love it. And then when I'm walking out, mate, like, it's just me. I'm like a kid in a toy shop, mate. Like, if I look at it
again,
now,
you can't describe it.
Like, I'm having the time of my life.
What tune is it you're walking into?
End credits, Chasing Status.
That's sick tune, mate.
I've had that since back in the day.
Yeah.
And I always think, should I change it and have it to like Feed from Desire so the crowd gets hype? But the crowd get hype anyway because like so many people hear that song and that's my song and they relate it back to, like I said, I'm still getting goosebumps.
That's
now
the Clampy brand, isn't it? That?
It's sick, that's who I am. So then when I'm walking out, I've got my bucket hat on, just cool as fuck, mate, just enjoying all the moments, and rightly so, mate. I should be enjoying these moments. I've been through a hell of a lot, and that's what I do it for enjoyment. Do you know what I mean? I'm going, it's like, it's a performance, I'm a showman, and I'm putting myself out there, going doing what I love. So like when I'm walking down, that's some of my favourite times, and I have clips now just to relate back of how I want to be and who I will be. Do you know what I mean? When I'm walking out, I'm confident, I'm tapping hands, and there's also little tests to make sure that I'm being that person.
What do you mean?
So like, it's like I said, I've touched on before, I've worked with kids in care for, God knows now, about 9 years. So that I work at a children's home, and I have some great relationships with some of these people. I call them people, the kids, essentially. And one little lad come and watched my last one when I got the belt. Like, serious me would see him, ignore him. No, it's business time now. I can't speak to you because I've got something serious on. But that ain't me. That's when I'm not being the best me. Saw him, had that little thought, and then thought, oh no, that's Ben. I'll need to go over and fist bump him, give us a love, and then carry on, just enjoying the moment.
Wow, mate.
So that was like a little.
That's big, that, isn't it?
That was a little win for me already, because the old me, the fearful me, would have been, no, I can't.
No, if I do that, then I'm going to be weak in the cage.
Yeah. It's mad. The conversations you have, mate, it's good. But that was a nice little reminder, and then there's tunes on in the back, I'm dancing away.
Yeah.
And then it's my time to go, mate. And then I'm in the cage and it's me time. So yeah, like the next step for me with that is I'm fighting on the 15th of November and I get to do it all over again. But I'm in London this time. I should have thought the Saturday just gone. But obviously I had the spider bite.
Yeah, man. Spider-Man.
I had a good time though, you know, at Cage Roy's. Cage Roy's are great. My good friend Ian Davis, he went out there. He's on a tour at the minute. Like, he's a real problem for everyone on Cage Roy's and in MMA, in my opinion. So cornering him and being in that mix is a win for me.
Yeah.
I think you like to see people succeed, do their thing, and obviously we're heavily invested in each other because we're a team. Everyone is. If one wins, we all win. So I got to experience that. I got to take the belt, meet the fans, have a couple of photos. Like I said before, there's one guy with a replica belt for me to sign. How often are you getting that, mate? Do you know what I mean? It's like, brilliant, I have to remind myself, how fortunate am I, how blessed am I, like, to have this impact.
Hey, listen to this though, right? What if you when you get to you? What?
Yeah, when? Yeah, good man. I like how you change that though, on the same level, mate.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, when you get to UFC and they go to you, we need to ramp up the clamp.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
How do you feel about that if they ask you to ramp up the clamp?
Sound, whatever it takes. I think.
Can you ramp up the clamp without losing yourself?
Yeah, but this is partly what's good of.
I mean, it's sick you got Tom round you because he's fucking, he's ego checker.
Yeah,
right?
mate.
So have an ego checker around you at that status, man. I'm like 6 foot.
I think it's easy, and I've already experienced all these things. So say for instance, when I was on the up before all my operations, I think it was like 7-0 amateur, so I was the best amateur in the country, and then I was becoming the best pro in the country because I was like 6-0.
Anyway, the universe has gone, Clampy, I'm going to give you a fucking brain problem, right? So you got to fucking check your shit out.
Yeah. Everything gets whipped up from underneath you. But this one, what I was on about then, I lost. But I had so many angers on. So many people in my life draining the energy out of me, which I didn't see at the time. I was just trying to help them. But that led me to beautiful things. Then I realised the difference between someone wanting attention and someone actually needing help. So all these people coming in, sucking the energy off me, I got rid of. My circle got smaller, which I was extremely blessed for. But then I went and helped the kids at the children's home because they need my help. They need me for me, not because I fight, not because, like, I have a couple of gifts and working with children is one of them. And I was just, at the time of my life for them over the years, probably done it 9, 10 years, 15 kids, I would say I've got really strong relationships with. But if I didn't lose that fight and have the realisation of what people need or they want attention, I would have never worked with kids. So yeah, man, everything you get put on the path for a reason. So I feel like when I get in the UFC, there'll be an influx of everything, but I will continue to do what got me there, and that is being a good role model, being a good dad. Like, I have 4 beautiful children, I'm blessed, and they just want me for me. They don't care whether I've got that belt. Like, they don't even look at that belt. They just want me. They want my time. And same about being the best partner I can be, the best friend, and also, like I said, I'll always have a place in my heart for the Fighter Blueprint Academy and the kids program there. That's taught me so much and helped me become so much as well. So yeah, I feel like I've been through all that already, and then sometimes I will need to put that on the back burner and concentrate on pushing myself even further and further, because there is only one of me.
So when you become Clamp the Champ in the UFC...
I'm Clamp the Champ now, mate. I've been Clamp the Champ since the day I decided, mate. Do you know what I mean? You don't.
Well, once you become UFC champ,
right?
What happens to Clamp the Champ after that? Are you then going to go into...
Do you know what? I'm not at that stage yet. I'm that focused on the UFC.
Yeah.
I'm that focused on my next fight. And also what opportunities will arise there. Like, if you were to say to me, I'd be sat here speaking to you, doing a podcast. 6-7 months ago, I'd be going, I've not got time because I'm so focused on fighting. You don't know what comes, but I know all I wake up and dream about and think about every day is dedicating myself to this life and what's in front of me right now. So after that, obviously, and probably when I'm in the near future, it'll come and I'll go, is that right for me? Does it serve me? And if it doesn't, it'll go on, because there's so many opportunities you can do. But then,
will it be something with kids? Will it be something with teaching? Will it be?
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say.
It's not hard, Andrew. It's not hard.
Do you know what? And that's
I used Andrew then, because
serious. Yeah, I like that though. I like that.
Do you know what I mean? It's like listen, you love fighting and you're going to become a UFC champion, right? No question. It's done, fine. Look, you've still got a lot of hard work to do, right? But there's something that fulfills you. When you talk about kids and stuff, your eyes light up.
Do you know what the thing of is maybe I would open up my own children's home. This is something me and Nicola talk about.
Right, sweet.
A hell of a lot. Like,
now we're talking.
And I think, as I said before, these kids that I look after, man, mate, the stuff that they've been through is harrowing. It's crazy that it's happening.
I'm only asking because like little Tim needed Clamp the Champ in his
life.
Man. I never had anybody like that. I never had a role model. I was just a fucking I was just lost for so long, mate, that I'm like, when you talk like that, I'm like, I need Clamp the Champ in my life.
And I think that's, like, I work for the company, it's called Time Out Children's Home. And it's taught me so much. They've taught me so much that's helped me become this. But the kids, man, that, like I was touching on, the lives they've had is like, I get me back up a little bit when people say, oh, naughty kids. There's no such thing as naughty kids. Like, they're showing behaviours. It doesn't mean they're naughty, but for every behaviour there's a need not being fulfilled. Like,
I totally agree with that, mate.
So if you see a kid acting out, and even like when I'm on shift, I'll be with kids and other obviously carers, and we've had a great day, and they've just had an incident with them. I don't know what's up, but we've had a great day. Like, and they take offence by it, but mate, they don't live with their mum and dad. That alone, if I was to take our kids away and put them in a building with a load of random guys, as sound as they might be, how scary is that as a kid? Do you know what I mean?
Brutal.
Man, brutal. Exactly that, brutal. Like, and they get past about, which is probably the only little bit that I don't like about it, is you can build relationships with these kids, and then it's like a claw machine, and they could then go here, they've got to do it all over again. But yeah, man, in that time, I can only do what I can do with the kids, and I would say 9 times out of 10, if you ask the majority of the kids, I'm definitely the favourite carer, just because I give them what they need, not what Ofsted think they need. And obviously there's boundaries.
What's the thing you want?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
What they need.
It's crazy that, like, but obviously, like I'm saying, there are boundaries. I'm not your friend, I am your carer.
Yeah.
However,
that's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and also I'm not afraid to have difficult conversations with the kids for the better of them.
Yeah,
I won't yes man them. But me being there, and obviously they do like that I fight, and obviously they do like that I'm still Andrew, and I'll still go and do things with them, draw with them, whatever it takes to get the best out of them and for them to be the happiest they can be in my time with them. But they've only so much time with them, and then it's hard for them.
It's just one lesson you might teach about that they can take.
100%. I hope
it's like one thing that someone might take from this podcast and it changed their life.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's the reason I'm doing it.
100%.
It's really the reason I'm doing it.
You only need that one. That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tom's the same with his talks. Like Tom does a lot of his knowledge on everything, especially the mind. It's incredible. And obviously, when you're putting yourself out there, you're vulnerable, aren't you? And there's like people, who does he think he is doing that? Who's he think he is doing that? Like, do you know what I mean? And if you spend time with...
Mate, you should see my comments. Comments in my fucking... It's ridiculous. I'm like, why, man?
But then you'll get one letter from one person saying, you just stopped me from killing myself.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Beautiful, mate.
Yeah, incredible. Life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing. And that's what the Fighter Blueprint Academy is. It's life-changing. Like I was saying, it's such a... Tom just shared a post then. Friday day he's doing his talk.
What's he on Instagram? Let's get everybody following. What's he on Instagram?
Coach Tom Blackledge.
We'll do it now. So live.
Incredible. Like the videos and the content he puts out there is
follow.
Life changing, mate. Life changing.
Coach Tom Blackledge.
Actually, a fine figure of a man. You'll see him. Looks great. But then he was saying like he's following his dream on Friday. Saturday we're at Cage Warriors. Yeah, he's following his dream. Then Sunday we'd spent all day at a kids' interclub where all the kids are following their dream. And it's such a variety of a day, but what a weekend. I could be on site knocking walls down. I've been on site knocking walls down. But we're there with the kids, we're there with people following their dreams. It's incredible. But like I said, that is the Fighter Blueprint Academy all over. So yeah, that's another, what a place that is. The Grapple Chapel. The Grapple Chapel. It used to be an old church and it's been converted.
Fucking hell,
that's good, have you ever grappled? Do you do much?
No,
you should come down.
Oh, million
It'd be great, 100%. It was really good.
The Grapple Chapel. What is it?
In Ince in Wigan.
Right, that's not far then, is it?
Westwood Lane it's on, but it was a mess, but there's 2 floors now. There's a striking room downstairs and then the grappling room upstairs, but the kids, they're great, mate. It was good to see the kids going through what they were going through yesterday as well and exposing them. The result is irrelevant. You both get trophies, but it's just exposing them to that competition and the feelings that you're going through and
that adrenaline dump.
And also that for them to feel it.
The anger.
And us knowing, I was with a little lad yesterday who I've known from being a little kid, real child, and now he's a teenager, and he was super nervous. Couldn't wait to get out there, but he still did it.
Yeah.
How inspirational is that? He's 14 years old, feet scared as hell, mate. You could see it in him, and he was sick. It was absolutely incredible. Did what he was doing, come out, and he just needed afterwards just a little hug for 2-3 minutes. You could feel him dithering with just
hit his central nervous system.
Oh man, yeah, and he just needed to go. I say, do it again, lad. Do it for as long as you want, and and for him to know that I feel like that, and I do that with Tom, and I'm 30 odd year old, I don't even know how old I am these days. I couldn't care less, mate. Yeah, man, it was just what a weekend, yeah. What loads of little moments that if I would have just concentrated on myself and been like, well, I need to rest and I need to get this in and that in, I would have missed so much. Do you know what I mean? So if you just say and put yourself out there,
fucking legit.
The universe is blessing, mate.
Legit, mate. Legit.
So yeah, man, it's. I'm
a massive fan of you, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly,
right back at you.
I mean, I saw your stuff and I was like, I like you anyway. But now talking to you, I'm like, fucking hell, mate, I'm just going to be watching you all the time.
That's what I'm glad of, for this opportunity as well. Like I said in the past, I want more out of this life, so I've got to put myself out there. And then when Jay said it, I was a bit like, no.
Oh, that's
and there's so many reasons.
Yeah,
to
shout out to OJ Jones.
Yes, sort out.
Fucker.
Started us right out there, on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate. And then when you said it's just down this way, I know these ways anyway, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I'm talking about the other day too, like Charlotte and the girls and stuff. You know, we've got like sort of 4 wins to my podcast. And first, I love talking to people that inspire me, and I want to learn. I love learning. I'm so curious. The second one is helping people out there just getting a bit of advice or something, or listening to you and they go, fuck it, I can do that. I can go to the Grapple Chapel, I can have that. Third is like getting you out there, and then fourth is getting the Tim Marner. I'm just like, fucking hell, like,
what an opportunity. What you're providing here as well, mate. Like, this is your own Grapple Chapel here, isn't it? Which is good. And
like
I think
you said, everybody's in their own fight, aren't they? Whatever that is. And
I think as well, if they see it now, social media is the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Tom's always had the approach of there's a lot of negativity on it.
Yeah.
But he's changing that. And I think
Me too, mate. You too. And it's just like beautiful.
This is
what
I'm touching on.
I truly believe there's something going on down here with people, genders and also, but there's something above that, and it's called fucking love.
Yeah, man.
And it's on a different fucking level, and if you experience it, you can feel it. Just stay on that.
Yeah.
So you're up there, I'm up there, fucking Tom's up there, and fucking Jade's up there.
Yeah.
Let's all do this and get all these
trickles
motherfuckers.
Down, doesn't it? And
let's get them up. Let's get them up.
And I think that's the thing of like bringing people with you.
Yeah.
It's all well and good me being happy as Larry every day.
Yeah.
But if everybody in my life isn't happy, what use is that? Do you know what I mean? It's pointless. They're on spam butties and I'm eating the best steak going. It doesn't make sense. And I think like what I was saying before, being self-made, it's not realistic. That it's just not the way of life I'm looking towards. I'm looking for the help of others, but also to help others in that same breath, and not for any reason, just because of that love and
there's a knowing. There's an experience. Once you've experienced it, it's like
you can't go back then, can you?
No.
Well, you can delve into that other life and then realise
just don't feel right.
For me.
Yeah,
100%. I think that's why maybe this happened on my arm. Maybe I wasn't enjoying my life as much as I'm enjoying it now. Still living a great life, but maybe a bit more serious than I needed to be. Whereas now,
lot to be said about that. I ain't taking life too serious.
Yeah, massively.
And you walking down, not going over fist bumping him and kind of going like that. Still the same person.
Yeah, it's a good little test.
Yeah, it's it's probably the biggest thing I'll take from this, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really powerful little moment that the people doing that. You can still be vulnerable. You can still be and still get the job done.
And then still go and be sat on top of the cage with her.
Because I've got this thing about in business. I have too many successful businessmen around me who are cunts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be you. I don't want to be a successful businessman you become.
Yeah.
I want to go over and fist bump somebody
and
still get the job done and be successful. And I believe you can do that.
100%
you don't need to be like that and ignore all these.
I think everyone plays a part, and I think also that you might be the only person to say hello to that guy today or that person. That fist bump might have been the only touch they've had in God knows how many. It's all essentially again loving it.
It's all it is, mate.
Massive,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all it is.
Yeah, man. I think that's our whole way of life, whole way of thinking, and to get to the top, you have to be a dickhead. Like, well, when you get there, you're gonna be lonely, mate. Like, I know where I am now, I'm not lonely. Like I said, I'm blessed, super blessed, beyond blessed to have the people in my life. Like I said, I've touched on it. My family at the minute and Nicola.
Yeah, let's do shout out to Nicola. Shout out,
she's incredible, mate, I tell you. She's got her own business, Unique Medica, and she's built that from ground up.
Amazing, man.
And she's just so driven, so loving, so successful, and an unbelievable mum. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got 4 children. One of them is mine, but obviously they're all mine.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up as a stepkid. I don't see them as my stepkid. They get the full. If they were my stepkids, they're only getting half of me. Do you know what I mean? They're getting all of me. So I don't have that boundary. I love them. I know they love me, and that's enough. Do you know what I mean? And I think for her to let me in on that, and then for us to have our own little daughter, Maggie,
what a gift!
What a blessing she is. So as they all are, and just we're all coming up together now. Do you know what I mean? It's something that I've wanted for a long
proper
time.
Little unit.
Yeah, man, sick.
Yeah, sick.
The champs.
Yeah.
The champs.
That's sick, man.
Honestly, it's incredible. Like, and it doesn't mean it's not challenging, and but I believe that, it's just happiness again, mate. Yeah, I'm blessed.
Yeah, it just comes out, doesn't it, happiness?
Yeah.
But you go with love, and you go with integrity, and you do the things when no one else is watching. Happiness comes. Don't go searching for it.
No, I think you've got to be happy within.
You do all them things.
You've got to be happy from within. Like, I think in the past I fell victim to that, and look for outside. Just everything's internal, and then the external. It's just what you want it to be anyway. Whereas if you look for the external things first, you just decay inside. I think because you're not being yourself, you're being what that external world wants you to be, and that's where I've, like I said, certainly fell victim in the past, because you're in the limelight and all eyes are on you, and you're like, I have to be like this. I used to have a thing that I used to watch Mike Tyson on this video. A lot of people can relate to it MMA wise. And he never used to take his opponent, eyes off his opponent, walk into the cage, and he'd be like, yeah, he's super scared of me now. And I'd do it, and I'd be like, it sounds sick. But it wasn't me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was sick for Mike Tyson because he was who he is. Yeah. But now I'm becoming to realise I'm just taking care of myself and enjoying my own moment rather than trying to be something else. And because it falls apart when you're not yourself.
Yeah, putting mass on.
Yeah, massively, yeah. But like when you're in MMA, you think you have to be like that. But you don't. Like, I'm that good at what I do. I can do it with a smile on my face. Like, if you take that as I'm not taking it serious, you've got a big shock coming. But like when I'm happy and I'm smiling, I'm tenfold what I am. Even when I'm at my best. But if I'm like, it's just not me, that. And you've got to find that again. Like, it takes confidence to be yourself and put yourself out there. So if you're watching this, just go for it. Do you know what I mean? Why would you? There's only one of you, and that's your gift to the world, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? There could be loads of person A if they're all copying him or her. But there's only one of you, isn't there? And that's something that Tom taught me very well. He said, I'm more than enough. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And now I believe that I am more than enough.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's something I've questioned in the past. Am I enough? It always boils down to that, can I, will I? Yeah. Am I enough for this? But I am. And what a great feeling that to me is, fulfillment. Do you know what I mean? I go out there and do the things that I'm doing that I said I'm going to do. And at the end of it, I'm enough. I've got enough to do that. Not for anyone else, just for my own personal thing. I think that's where the competitive side comes into me. I'm so competitive with myself, but just so that I'm enough to prove that, you said you're going to do this and you've gone and done it. What a sick guy you are. Like,
sick.
Yeah, sick, innit? It's putting yourself out there again, mate, isn't it?
Love it. Love that, mate. How can people find you? How do you want people to find you?
On Insta, Clamper Champ.
Champ on Instagram.
Cage Warriors Champ as well. So if you're on Cage Warriors or you follow Cage Warriors, you'll see me there. But pretty much dotted around Wigan and Bolton. Used to be Lee, but I don't venture there anymore. Grew up in Lee, but I only go there I passed through Lee to get my grandma and granddad and my nanas. But yeah, man, just pretty much on social media. These next couple of fights are going to be big ones, so I'm looking to be seeing a little bit more as well.
How does somebody watch on Cage Warriors? Is it televised?
You can watch.
What is it?
It's UFC Fight Pass, right, okay. Which is like I think it's like £6 a month.
Yeah.
Have you got a dodgy box? Normally messing. It might have. But yeah, all the fights are televised there. This next fight is in London. Yeah. Bit of a trek, but you won't be disappointed if you do come. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing times, mate. Yeah, like I said, I'm super blessed, and I can't wait for the future, even though I'm excited for today. So yeah, man.
Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Tim Marner, what? You're branded with the best. Tim Marner, what? You're branded with the best. Tim Marner, what? You're branded with the best. Tim Marner, what? You're branded with the best.